So Maria serves as a Director of Global Business for Florida Association of Realtors, overseeing and developing global initiatives and programs for Florida, advising and supporting Realtor members and association and board staff on global matters and markets at the local, state, and federal levels. She also works on collaboration with international organizations. She manages activities such as international expos, conferences, trade missions, as well as serving as a team liaison to the National Association of Realtors. Maria is the Florida Realtors liaison to the Global Business Committee and the Diversity Committee. Maria is involved in many community efforts, including governor appointee to the Board of Trustees for Valencia College, Enterprise Florida, Florida International Trade Partnership Board, Board of Asian Association of America Orlando, and she assists with Miami and Tampa and Jacksonville chapters, Florida Economic Development Council, Board of Directors, the International Committee for the Florida Chamber, and Board of the Florida Economic Development Council. Her background includes economic development and international business development. She worked on the recruitment of many industries, teaming with the Governor Office and Enterprise Florida, generating over 3,000 jobs for the local community. Maria has also led several trade missions to recruit international investors and students. She was also the first executive director of the Florida NASA Business Incubator. Florida Realtors Global Business received the 2019 NAR Platinum Award for the Global Achievement Program and hosted a 325 plus member trade mission to Dubai under her direction. And Maria also received the 2019 Consul General of Canada Global Leader Award. She's multilingual, Cuban American, and lives in Celebration, Florida with 2 daughters. She graduated from University of Southwest Florida. Welcome, Maria. And I will pass mic to you. I also want to mention that we have Paula is our 2020 Florida Realtor Global Committee Chair. So I will like to give you the mic, and if you can start with your presentation.
Thank you so much. First of all, I want to thank you, Isabella. I want to thank NABOR for allowing me to come join you, because I love connecting with our members. I also would be remiss if I did not thank from the bottom of my heart, Paula. Let me tell you, you have no idea how fortunate NABOR is and how fortunate Naples is in your organization and Florida Realtors, because she is amazing. We have bonded so well. We're like sisters. And I love her energy, her enthusiasm. We have been able to do so much this year for Global. And I already told her, just because she will not be chair for 2021, she's not getting off the hook. I've already got plans for her for 2021. So thank you, Isabella, and thank you, Paula. And I also would be remiss if I did not recognize Ava and MoneyCorp, because MoneyCorp was recognized at our last global business meeting as being a Florida Realtors Global Business Partner. That is, we have never done that before, and we did it for the first time. We provided a very nice lapel pin. There are 3 that got it, MoneyCorp, RBC, and the Consul General of Canada. So very proud of this partnership that MoneyCorp has for us and with us, and will continue to have. And this is not a money thing. This is a getting in there and rolling up your sleeves and getting involved type of thing. So thank you, MoneyCorp, for that. I did not want to forget that. So what I want to do today is just talk a little bit about building a global team and telling you a little bit about Florida Realtors. And I have my notes right next to me here. So I'm going to go through them. And what I want to do is go through them quickly. So then we'll have time also to hear our amazing presentation from MoneyCorp and have a Q&A at the end. So global business for Florida Realtors. I'm not a realtor. I'm not a broker. I'm a connector. I always tell people that what I do for a living is I connect. I connect you to other organizations. I connect our organizations and our associations to opportunities internationally. Global Business Committee is the committee that, you know, I connect with and I oversee, and also Global Business Exchange, which right now is kind of on a little bit of a rest because it is like speed dating, but global connecting. And we have not been able to do that, but we will bring that back. Next year, Global Business has approximately 250 members, plus we're always open to others to join us and listen in. We're very inclusive, so feel free to participate and never feel like you can't attend one of our meetings, whether it's virtual or in person. That's very, very important to us. And then of course, diversity. And diversity is a key role, plays a key role in global and everything we do at Florida Realtors and everything we do in everyday life. So all of those opportunities. This year, we teamed and partnered for the very first time, the first state in the United States with CELA, which is the Confederation of Latin America Associations. Why is that important to you? And this ties into this teaming. They are composed of 19 Latin American real estate associations, the two largest being Brazil and Mexico. And they comprise 1 million members in Latin America. And now Florida Realtors and you have a seat at the table. And what that means, we'll be able to connect with them. We'll be able to do inbounds and outbounds. They recently had the Latin American conference and our members were able to participate in the entire event for $15 because to them, you're members because we're members. So this is a great opportunity. And like I said, Florida is the only state in the nation that's in that partnership that is not a full-blown country. So look for more things with that because that's going to add to that teaming that I'm going to talk about, that you have opportunities. Also, Florida Realtors is the global ambassador to Germany. That's the NAR designation. And all that means there's no monies. I think it's important that you know this. It's just exchanging and connecting with other countries. And our partner in the international marketplace is Germany. We also have 12 MOUs, and all an MOU is a memorandum of understanding. Again, no dollars. This is to connect, to educate, to share information. And we have it with Germany, Canada, Panama, Dubai, Turkey, Belgium, the UK, 3 with France, Spain, etc. What is that for? That is to connect our members, connect our associations with these countries so that we can do more. So that's why we do MOUs and why we also participate in the ambassador program with NAR to open more doors for you as members and more doors for our association. Now, some of you are new to global and some of you have been practitioners for many years. So you're probably saying, well, why do I want to get involved in global? Well, $16 billion of existing homes were purchased from August of 2018 through 2019. That is huge. And a bulk of those were paid in cash. A lot of our international friends like to come here and pay in cash. And I know you're thinking, well, Maria, a lot of the borders are closed. Yes, but now's the time to prepare. I will also tell you that many international clients are coming and buying. They're still buying. I know of at least 1 or 2 realtors who have closings this week with international clients. So don't let that deter you. That actually should energize you. And we've seen that instead of people saying, oh, we don't want to be involved in global, it's the opposite. There's more requests for speaking engagements, more requests to be involved in the global atmosphere, be on the global committee, because people see that virtually we're able to connect with more people now than ever, where before we saw people in person, now we reach out. Our Canada trade mission had over 900 people. So that's very, very important. The 5 key markets for Florida are Canada, Brazil, Argentina, Venezuela, and Colombia. So that's just to keep in mind where those markets are. So like I said, now's the time to plan. Cheyenne, if we could see the first slide, please. I'm going to go through these really quickly. And by the way, Isabella already has a copy of these slides, so you don't need to, worry about it. And I'm going to go through them really quick. This slide is an Enterprise Florida slide. Enterprise Florida is our economic development partner at the state level. why I wanted you to see this, and you're going to have your own copy, so don't worry, you'll be able to see, is you need to know where are the international companies within the state of Florida. Reason being, you're going to know who is investing here, who are these partners, who could you possibly connect with, because when they have the presence, they need someone to help them with the relocation, help them finding homes, etc. So international companies are definitely a key partner. Enterprise Florida, another great website, another great partner for you to know that they have a ton of information, whether it's demographics, whether it's, you know, what industries are coming in. You can go online and they share what companies they're bringing to Florida or what companies are expanding in Florida. That's key to you, because if it's in your marketplace, you can reach out. You need to know these things. So that's why I'm sharing that slide. Next slide, please. This is the copy of the front of the Residential Real Estate Activity in Florida report. This is the copy of the 2019, which you can access right now. And there's a slide in here too that'll show you how to access it. So like I said, don't worry, it's on our website and it's all free, by the way. Everything I'm sharing today is free. So why is this important? Because this tells you who is coming to your market, who is actually buying in Naples. But you don't want to know just who's buying in Naples. You want to know who's purchasing and what countries are looking at areas around Naples, so that you have an idea of what markets to look at. The next report will probably be coming out at the end of the year. We tend to have those reports come out in the December timeframe. So the next one will be coming out. So right now, I encourage you to look at the 2019 report. Next slide, please. This is a very interesting slide and an important one for you if you did not know. Every April is the global issue of Florida Realtor. What that means is everything in there is all about global, and it features those that are in the global marketplace, those that have key markets. It features our members, has a lot of little tidbits that could help you as a realtor to connect with these folks that are already doing global, or learn some key elements that could help you. If you are practicing in the international market and are an international realtor, I would love it if I could have your email and your name and what market. And I'll tell you why. I'm making no promises, but every year what we do is the April issue is reserved for global. I try to pick new people. We try to have new people in this magazine because I want our state to show and grow and show that they're coming from all over Florida. We want members from all over Florida to be showcased and share what they're learning and their knowledge. So please let me know, because we're always looking for new. If you compare, because you can go back and look at the different segments of the magazine, you'll be able to see all the different people that we're able to share and connect with. So keep that in mind, please. And the next slide just has my contact info, I believe, Cheyenne, and how to get this information. So that's going to go to you. So don't even worry about it. I've already made sure that you guys have a copy of this. It'll show you how to get in there. It tells you. So thank you, Cheyenne. That's my last slide. So now back to where we were. You've already gotten some little tidbits. The other thing I want to mention is please learn about cultures. It is so important that you learn about cultures before you get into a market, because you will not get a second chance. And I see a lot of people making some very simple mistakes, not on purpose. For instance, they get China and Japan confused and think, oh, I'm going to wear bright red when I go to Japan or when I meet. No, they're very subdued. Those cultures are so different. They have a lot of similarities, but are different. Or the Latin culture and Hispanic culture. Many of you know I'm Cuban American. My background is also from Spain, so I have both families, Spain and Cuba, in my heart, and it's very different. Where every part of Latin America is different from one another. Yes, we have a lot in common. Yes, we work together, but you need to understand those little nuances, and especially like the Asian market, because they have certain numbers. The house numbers should not be that. So make sure you don't show them that house. It's going to waste your time. So do that. And one of the suggestions, which I think everybody on earth knows, is to look at the book, Kiss, Bow, and Shake Hands, which a very dear friend of mine wrote. I know we're not kissing right now. We can still bow. And I know we're not hugging, we're doing virtual, but that's okay. I'm not asking you to read the book from head to toe. What I'm asking you is to look at it and glance at different markets. If you're looking, for instance, Europe, look at the European edition so that you get some hints, and you'll be so well prepared when you meet with those clients. I think that's so, so important. The other place that I think you will find some key partnerships and key relationships, because global is about relationships. If you don't like to connect with people of different cultures, learn about other cultures and connect with people, international is not for you. I'm just telling you, because that's what it's about. And I'm going to bring up Facebook. And the reason I'm bringing up Facebook is because what you may not know is 70% of the people on Facebook are from the international marketplace. That is so key. I have tons of friends from throughout the world on Facebook, and that's how we stay connected. Since we can't come together, we can email, we can be on Facebook. So please use that as a tool, you know, to build relationships, because if you can't build relationships, you really can't be an amazing, you know, international realtor. So it's a great way to build relationships. And speaking of Facebook, one of the things that I tell people too is go and look at the things you love or the things you enjoy, and look at the different opportunities to connect with others. I'm going to give you a few ideas here. One that I love is a group called View from My Window. And why I love it is because the members of this group, and again, this is all free, this is Facebook, open to anybody, is you take a picture from a window in your home, your condo, your townhouse, whatever, and you share it with the rest of the world. And I mean the entire world, from Australia to Dubai to Spain. And you post something. It could be that, you know, we had one that was a nurse that went from Florida to New York, and the view, her picture was the view from the Hilton Hotel looking outside in New York when the virus was at its worst. And she was saying, even though this is a hard time, I'm blessed to be here because I'm helping people. Or it could be, this is my view of a beautiful countryside, or whatever it might be, but you're learning and sharing, and you're connecting with people all over the world. And that is key. And I love it. I feel so blessed. I look at these pictures and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so exciting. So take a look at that. I also belong to several travel groups because of course I like to travel like many of you do. But the key thing with those travel groups is a lot of them will say, I'm thinking of going to Florida. Can someone tell me a little bit about this part of Florida or that part of Florida and send me some pictures? Well, there's a connection for you. There's a way to get some business and connect with people and build that relationship that could lead, to business. The other one on Facebook that's very good, if you're a certified international property specialist, a CIPS, which if you're not, I encourage you to get your CIPS. And it's not required to be part of global, but it helps you. It's a starting point. It's not an ending point. It's to get you started in thinking. But NAR has the NAR CIPS group on Facebook. Why is that important? Again, you're connecting with people that can be part of your global team. And I am not kidding, but I bet at minimum once or twice a week, there's someone on there that says, oh, I have a client that I need to refer. Does anybody know anybody in XYZ part of Florida or in another state or in another country? And then people refer each other. What a lovely way to connect with people. So that's another little opportunity. If you love wine, if you love fashion, if you love travel, cooking, look for these groups where you're not only connecting with people that love what you do, the same thing you do, but you're building relationships. So now on to other key members. I'm going to run through this list of other key members that you need on your global team. You need an international tax accountant. Not my accountant that does an amazing job for me, but he's not going to know the rules in the US if you're coming from Spain or you're coming from Colombia or Costa Rica or whatever. So you need an international. You also may need a visa attorney. You may need an international real estate attorney. A lot of these attorneys also specialize in different parts of the world. I have one friend, he specializes only in Asia. So why is that important? Why am I telling you? You're building not only your opportunity to help a client, because when that client comes to you and says, oh my goodness, I need an international tax account, you've already got him on board. But also that international tax account is going to say, I just got a referral. I need to give that to my real estate friend because they're referring people to me. So I'm going to refer people back. So it's a referral network, not only a global team, but a referral network also. The other one is colleges and universities. And I know that you have several in your area, but don't just also look at right smack in Naples, look around you. And I'm going to tell you why real quick. A lot of the colleges and universities do not provide housing. I can tell you most of the colleges don't. I sit on the college board here. We do not. So when those international clients come and the parents say, I want to buy a home for, my daughter or my son, and a lot of them will, if they're Asian, and a lot of time if they're from Latin America, the dorm, that doesn't work. That's a no-go. They want to buy a home where their student has a room of their own, but not only that, the parents have a room. That room may sit empty for a year. It doesn't matter. The parents know they have a room, and then they fill the other rooms with friends from the students. And that's the case too in Canada, by the way. If you were to go to Canada or ask your colleagues in Canada, they're going to tell you that is exactly what is happening in Canada. So keep that in mind. Connect with the international studies or international department of the colleges and universities near you. Volunteer to speak if you love to speak on certain topics. Also connect with their clubs, international clubs and organizations. And I'm going to give you a quick example on that one. And this happened in Tampa 2 years ago. And it was with ARIA and University of South Florida, which is my alma mater. And they have a lot of international students and a lot of groups. Well, we were looking at one specific, which was the Asian group, Asian club, because it was for ARIA, and they needed a sponsor. They were going to host a family and friend event where the parents were coming, and the parents were going to have a dinner with the kids and their friends, and they were going to share the lion dance, the whole bit. What the students did not have was deep pockets, of course, because they're students. So what they were looking for as sponsorships was trays of appetizers. So for $50 to $80, if you provided a tray from Publix, etc., you were a sponsor. You would sit with the parents and the students and network and connect and enjoy the festivities. I had a fabulous time, I have to tell you. And I was just a guest, and Aria is the one that did this, but it was amazing. And I am telling you, there's tons of opportunities. They also offered to do a presentation for students because many of the students, as I said, the parents wanted to buy homes. So they asked me, they said, well, what do you think would be a great gift or giveaway that we could do for the students? And I said, that's easy. Students love food. I have 2 college students, so I know they love food and snacks. So I said, Starbucks, buy a couple of $10 Starbucks gift cards, put them under the seats. The kids will love it. Or, Chili's or whatever it might be, and they're going to love it. Well, let me tell you, it was a huge, huge hit. So don't overlook the opportunity to connect with those colleges and universities. They will then see you as a resource to connect with them. And that's golden. That's golden for you. Also, please check where your IB and International Baccalaureate programs are. You have several in Naples. I've already looked. Do a little Google, but here's the key important part that I want you to look at, because you have some and they're all over the country that may not offer a diploma. Look for the diploma. International Baccalaureate program is important. If you have someone coming in from another country whose child has been accepted into the program or wants to, these are highly intelligent children who are in these programs, and they, they're college bound, they work really hard, and they probably will be offered scholarships. But the important part of it is if they were accepted already, say in Spain or, Dubai or wherever, they have to be accepted here too. And it's free. So the parents want that child to have that opportunity for those scholarships, but make sure that the school you're looking at offers that diploma. So if they're looking in this neighborhood and it has that, you can say, hey, by the way, there's an IB program here that you may want to look at when the time comes, or if you're relocating with a child with those needs. The other is Chinese day schools. I'm sure Naples has them because we have them here. And it's Saturday school. It's an extra day that our Asian friends add to their school week so that their students and their children can learn about the culture, the writing, the speaking, traditions. So it's one extra school day that our Asian friends are going. And they have them all over the United States. And you'll see every once in a while, you'll see the children holding up their diploma saying, I graduated from this day school or that day school. So keep that in mind, because that, again, that's a great partnership for you, but also a great way to help your clients if they're looking for that. The other one is the Asian realtors, the Hispanic realtors, the realists, all the different associations that are within the real estate community that are very diverse. We belong to all of them. I'm involved in all of them, and we include them in global and diversity, because guess what? What a great networking way, and what a great way to learn about cultures. It's amazing the leads and the referrals you can get, back and forth. The other is, if you're doing residential only, have a teammate, part of your group, someone that's in commercial. Why? Because if commercial gets a lead and they bring in a company, they're going to need somebody to provide housing info. So that can be you. So always team with the opposite of who you are, doing, or what you do on a daily basis. Keep an eye also on malls. I know right now retail is kind of low and we're not happy. If this was 2018 or 2019, I'd tell you, check your malls. They keep demographic information on who's buying. I could tell you Mall of Millennia, I could pick up the phone and they would tell me the biggest market right now is Argentina. And then they would change their marketing. So that's good to know, because it says, hey, if they're in the mall buying clothes and buying electronics, they're going to want to be looking for homes. So know that. Your Visitor and Convention Bureau. Why? Because people have to come visit 2.5 times at least, and then they're sold and they're like, I got to buy. I need to buy here. They also have maps. They have information that you can ask and see if you can obtain that to put in your, goodie packages for your clients. So that's a good one. Economic Development Specialist. Please connect to your local economic development groups. If you need help with that, let me know. I sit on their board. Why is that important? Our economic development groups do not provide the housing component. They provide space for manufacturing, distribution, corporate headquarters. That's all I did for many years. And I can tell you, they look for partners to provide the housing side. So very important connection for you as a realtor here in Florida. And I'm bringing them in, by the way, on almost everything. They participated. The heads of all those groups were invited to participate in our global meetings. So now they're becoming part of our global meetings. I'm giving them the link and saying, come join us and listen in, and they're loving it. Airport, of course, that's a given. The chamber, another, because you need to know what's going on and stay connected. Great partners for you. And then 2 final things is the neighborhoods. I want you to think about 2 to 3 neighborhoods you concentrate in. If you only concentrate in 1, that's fine. If you concentrate in 2, that's fine too. I want you to drive your neighborhood, see what kind of international things are around it, to see if there's new things popping up. That's going to tell you a little bit about what markets are out there. The other reason is I want you to jot down, hey, this is a great bakery. I need to write this down. This is a great, mechanic, and I need to write that down. Make a little list for your new clients, for your folks that are moving into that house, that say, hey, here's some things around you that you can consider looking at, because they know no one. Also now with the virus, this is very important to make that list and write down who delivers. I can tell you in my neighborhood, the drugstore that delivers, the grocery store, the mechanic that will come pick up the car, which they did this week, take it, fix it, and bring it back. That is huge when you're coming to a new community and know no one. Be that realtor that has that at your fingertips for those neighborhoods. Also, when you can go out, connect with them and interview them, and use your phone and just do a little video and post it and share your card with them, because guess what? They're going to mention you to their customers, another partner. These are all part of your global team. Without leaving Naples, without going anywhere, without spending any money, you're connecting with these people and they're telling people about you. So please do that. It's very, very important for you to connect and provide that information. And one last thing with that list in the neighborhood, when you have those new clients coming in, if they're international and there's some amazing kitchen appliance, for instance, like this over-the-top stove that no one knows how to work, write down how to work it, because I will tell you, we've had international friends that have come here and did not know how to work an appliance, and they go without. What they do is they end up going down the store to go to the coffee, you know, to a Starbucks, or go down until someone can teach them. So that's showing that you are going over and beyond to make sure they understand how to work every little appliance that's in their house. And last but not least is November 19th. Keep that in mind, starting at 9 a.m. We will have our inbound, outbound trade mission with Dubai. I don't want to tell you the finish time because it looks like I'm going to change it. I think I'm going to make it longer. Why? Because it's going to have an expo component where you're going to be able to visit different booths and they're going to be able to visit different booths. We will have realtors on the line from Dubai. We will have investors on the line from Dubai. This is all free to our members. If you're a Florida Realtor member or partner like MoneyCorp, you will be able to participate and enjoy and connect, because that's what we are all about. And look forward to more things in the near future. And thank you so much.
Thank you, Maria. It was very interesting, all the tips. We're recording this webinar, so everyone who wants to listen again and or someone who couldn't attend, so it's gonna be published as well. You made a lot of great points, like about the books, Terry Morrison books, that they are available in our NABOR store. I think that the only one is available, but she also has the series of, you know, for America, for Europe. So I have 7 of them, I think, in my home. So I will now give the mic to Iva, and we are gonna handle the question for both of you at the end to keep everything on schedule. So Iva Slachera, Business Development Manager for MoneyCorp, our friend, originally from Bulgaria. Iva came to United States at the age of 12, and her passion for horses took her all over Europe, Canada, and US. I didn't know it. And Iva joined the MoneyCorp team in 2014 and was instrumental in the company's expansion through all US. She's based in the Orlando office and currently manages relationship with some of the MoneyCorp's top referring partners. So Iva, welcome back here. You were in NABOR before, so.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you, NABOR. Thank you, Isabella and Cheyenne. And Maria, everything you just said, 100% agreed with. That is such amazing ideas, tips, information. Being the connector is, you run the world. So keep it up. You're helping so many people, and especially what you're saying about Facebook groups, social media, 100% agreed. I live in Dr. Phillips in Orlando. There's a local Facebook group called Dr. Phillips Local, and I constantly see on there new people saying, hey, I'm new to the neighborhood. I'm looking for a house. There you go. It's so important to be part of these groups. There's business to be had everywhere. So thank you so much for having me. And as Maria, to echo off of Maria, as far as building an international dream team, we preach that all the time as well. And I would love to be part of your international dream team. My segment is the currency exchange and the international transfer of funds. Obviously, you need an attorney, you need a mortgage person, you need a realtor, but the money needs to be moved. Without the money, no deal. So we're here to certainly help make sure your foreign national buyers and sellers are best taken care of. I'm go ahead and share my screen with you. Here we go. Hope everybody can see. And I'm going to kick off with this that I actually just stumbled upon the other day. Apparently, #1 best place to live in Florida, Naples. Good job. Also the #3 and fastest growing places, and the #4 and best places to retire. This is amazing information to share on social media, shouted from the rooftops. That's, you know, fantastic for you guys. Great marketing and a great conversation starter as well. So always look for these things and share as much as you can. And I personally love Naples as well, so I agree. So to those of you that have not heard of MoneyCorp in the past, we are a currency exchange company. We're headquartered in the United Kingdom. We have been in business since 1979. We're highly regulated, highly licensed. We can help clients most places in the world. I wouldn't say everywhere, but certainly most places around the world. Here are some of our locations. We do have teams and offices in 10 different countries, and we can help exchange about 120 different currencies. So chances are we can help your next international client when they're transferring funds. We do have a website jam-packed with information. If you're wanting to learn a little bit more about us, please check it out. If you're wondering why the pound moved up today, go on the website. It'll have information for you. We do daily and weekly market updates. We do podcasts. Our marketing team is absolutely fantastic to keep you updated. So feel free to browse through and get a little bit more information on all of our services and our company as well. We can help individuals, so your typical international investor buying here, your typical international client selling a property here, but we can also help businesses and corporations. Like Maria mentioned, there's a lot of businesses that are either moving their business to the US or perhaps somebody that's moved here and now is starting a brand new business. As long as they have business transfer needs, we can certainly help them to move the money from one country to another at the best exchange rate. Now, the process with MoneyCorp is really simple. It's absolutely free to set up an account with us. It takes 5 minutes online. Your client can immediately start speaking with an expert currency dealer, discuss their plans. I'm thinking of buying a property in the next year. Great, let's start monitoring the exchange rate for you and make sure you get the best possible rate of exchange. MoneyCorp can transfer the funds directly to title for closing, and your client will save a significant amount of money than going through the traditional bank method. Now, I thought the easiest way to show you this is just to go with a simple example. And when I used Maria as the name in this, I did not do it on purpose. This was a total coincidence. But just to show you the difference between MoneyCorp and the banks in a really simple example. Maria is moving to Florida. She's from France. She has 300,000 euros to move over to Florida, and she'd like to buy a home. The exchange rate is at 118. She's like, great, let's go to the bank. Let's do this. Let's move my money to Florida. Well, when Maria goes to the bank says, we're going to give you an exchange rate of 1.14. So your 300,000 euros will get you 342,000 US dollars. Well, Maria was smart enough to do some research. She can easily go on moneycorp.com, set up her account in 5 minutes, and she gets a quote from us. So now she's actually getting 351,000 US dollars. That's a very typical amount of savings between a bank and MoneyCorp. The reason that banks simply charge a little bit more on exchange rates is simply because they can. A lot of them rely on the fact that a client will not look elsewhere. They'll just walk into the bank and do their exchange and transfer. But at the end of the day, there's a lot of money to be saved here. And here's Maria with a croissant, happy with her $9,000 saved. Kind of looks like you, Maria. But all jokes aside, I mean, that is a significant amount of money saved. We're going to flip it over to the selling side. So let's say you have a British client who is selling their Florida home and wanting to transfer the money, the proceeds back to England. There's a few options that the client has with the title company on closing day. The title company can transfer the proceeds to a local US bank. When that happens, the client is going to have a very hard time moving the funds from that US bank. Most of the time, your foreign national sellers are not here. They're not in the United States for closing. They're already back home. Somebody might be rushing and just say, title company, please just send my money to Bank of America, and I'm going to deal with it later. There's something called the US Patriot Act that's going to make it really difficult for them to later move their money from their US bank. A lot of the time, they do require you to physically walk into the branch and sign off on that wire. As a realtor, you letting your client know this is so important. You don't want their money to get stuck because they're probably going to call you angry, even though it's not your fault whatsoever. But you don't want your seller to leave Florida with, a bad experience on their last property sale. So this is something really important to ask them before closing and make sure they know. The seller could also say, hey, title company, can you just send my proceeds to my bank in England? Here's my bank account details. They can do that and they will get their money. The trouble is they'll get a lot less than what they should because the title company in the United States uses a US bank. US bank is going to take a high margin on that exchange rate when converting their dollars into pounds, and the client will get a lot less than they should from their proceeds. They can use moneycorp. Before closing, we can directly provide the title company with moneycorp account details for the client. It's quick, it's simple. We receive the proceeds, and the client now has the power to decide, do I want to exchange this on closing day? Or do I want to wait because maybe the exchange rate will move in their favor next week or next month? Now the client is educated and in charge of when and how they exchange and transfer their money. And they are saving, again, a significant amount instead of using a typical bank. Now with COVID this year, gosh, a lot has happened, obviously. I'm so proud of how Florida real estate professionals have handled this whole year and never stopped working, never missed a beat. This is a quick snippet from Realtor.com. It's their international countries driving international demand, and this is specifically for your area. They have not updated it in the last few months, I think because of everything going on this year, but this is from 2020. So these are the people from Canada, United Kingdom, Germany, Mexico that are Googling online, going to Realtor.com and checking out properties in your area. So this is important to check once in a while and see what's, who's looking, who's interested in buying here. That being said, with COVID this year, all of these countries, Canada, United Kingdom, Germany, Mexico, France, because of the way the exchange rate moved, the dollar went up because it's considered a safe haven currency. That's what happens during big stressful global situations. And all of their currencies went down. So what that means is the properties in Florida just got a lot more expensive for them. That was especially over April, May, June. That's why we saw a definite decline in international investors at that time. However, if we're thinking like salespeople here, because the dollar shot up, guess what? Amazing time to sell your Florida property because you're going to make such a profit when converting your dollars to Canadian dollars, to euros, to pounds. The dollar was strong against most currencies this year. So the realtors that went after Canadian sellers, European sellers, British sellers, they've had a fantastic year of international closings. And it's a great marketing tool for you as a realtor to reach out and say, hey, you bought it this time at this rate. Did you know the exchange rate is this today? You could get a lot more for that sale in Florida. So that's what's been keeping me and my team extremely busy this summer. And we're so thankful for that. I'm going to quickly browse through a quick look at what some of the major currencies have been doing. This is the US dollar and Canadian dollar, the big slope mountain there that I've circled in yellow. That's the direct impact of COVID when everything shut down in March. It had a huge impact on the exchange rate. So Canadian clients have certainly been, a little bit shy to purchase in the last few months, but if they're selling, they made a very, very nice profit when transferring the funds back to Canada. This is the British pound against the US dollar. Again, massive movement in the exchange rate. This is the time when working with a currency exchange professional really pays off. Clients can quickly take advantage of exchange rates. They can lock into a rate of exchange with us. We can protect them from adverse currency exchange movements. I mean, big movements like this 100% impact your international buyers and sellers' decisions. Maybe they were ready to buy a home. They had it picked out. They had sent the deposit. If the exchange rate moves against them, they may not be able to actually afford to send the remainder of the funds because that property just gets a lot more expensive for them. So it's really good to stay aware of all of these movements. Euro and US dollar rate, again, very similar reaction in March when COVID happened. And then you see European economies have recovered in the last few months. That being said, there is potentially a second wave going on in certain European countries. So there's certainly more fluctuation to come in the next few months. So what we're seeing, like I said, is a lot of foreign nationals selling US properties, selling their businesses, transferring the funds back home. What we're also seeing is Americans that are wanting to invest in Europe more than we've ever seen before. That may be because of the strong dollar. Some of the reasons are political. Some of the reasons are retirement. It's a mix, but either way, money is being moved to Portugal. A lot of investments are made. Portugal, France, and UK are the places that we do see quite a lot. We've actually sort of expanded the US team to actually help more and more Americans that are looking to do this. Why is that important to you? Well, if you happen to speak with someone that says, I'm thinking of buying in Portugal, think of Maria and everything she just said about connecting people. That gives you the opportunity to go, well, I'm sure I know someone in Portugal. You can reach out to Maria. You can reach out to me. We know people in Portugal that we'd love to connect you with. Reach out to them and make a direct personal introduction for your client who's looking to buy there. If they need an attorney, which they will, and so many, all the international dream team that we have here in Florida, they'll need that, but in Portugal or in France and in UK. So amazing moment for you to handhold your client and make some introductions, and they're going to remember that forever. I do have a quick comparison sheet I'd like to share with you. This is something I've done for a lot of referring partners this year. I'll zoom in a little bit. This could be changed per client, per referring partner, however you wanted. The reason realtors ask me for this is they'll say, I have a client, he's thinking about listing, he's not sure, COVID delays and everything like that. So I ask them a few questions and I make this sheet for them. They tell me when their clients purchased the property in Florida. In this case, it was in June of 2015. And I look up what the exchange rate was in June of 2015. I look at what the exchange rate is today. The realtor says to me, we want to sell the home for $200,000. Great. I plug in the numbers and here we go. He can present this sheet directly to his client. They can actually, instead of us just saying the exchange rate is in your favor, that doesn't sound that convincing. Looking at actual numbers and the client seeing the amount in Canadian dollars or in euros or in pounds, that makes all the difference. So he can actually see on black and white, if I sell today at this sale price, this is what I'll net in my home currency. So this is a sheet that I've created a lot of times this year for referring partners for many different currencies, many different clients from different countries, and they've had tremendous success with it. It kind of takes away the pressure from the realtor having to explain what moneycorp does or how the service works. They just sort of give that sheet and it sort of does the talking for them. And if the client reaches out to us, then fantastic, we're here to help. And of course, register them under that realtor's name. A lot of realtors have also done mailing campaigns this year. So they'll use a snippet of my sheet here and include it in their postcard or their letter that they're mailing to potential UK sellers or potential Canadian sellers. And MoneyCorp will provide them with a little QR code to put on their postcard or letter. That way, when the client receives it, they quickly go on our website, open a free account, and they're, again, immediately registered under the realtor's name. So it's just an extra tool for your tool belt. It makes you look more educated, more connected, and it certainly helps your clients understand how much they can get in their home currency. I can pretty much skip this slide because Maria already covered this, but so important, you guys. And if you need any introductions, I know we're not networking in person as much as we used to, but if you are in a specific area and are looking for a FERP to contact, let me know, let Maria know, reach out to your local member group or global council or real estate council, and I'm sure they'll connect you. But it's so important to know these people. Don't wait until things go wrong. Some of our best referring partners that have been partners of ours for years, unfortunately, came to us because something went really wrong in one transaction and they got burned and they learned the hard way. And from that moment, they're like, nope, we're never going to make that mistake again. We're always going to use a currency exchange company. We're always going to do things this way. So don't wait for something to go really wrong. Have all your people and be prepared to go through all the hoops, and your client will thank you all the more for it. With regards to introducing clients to MoneyCorp, we do have a partner program. We make it really simple. You can call me, email me, Facebook me, send me smoke signals. Just tell me you have an international client. I'll register them under your name. I'm here to really help you and do the annoying parts that maybe you don't want to do, like making sure your client transferred funds on time, making sure your client entered the right title company details, making sure that everything's set correctly and they're sending the right amount. We're happy to do that for you. And of course, to ensure that everything is done super securely and efficiently for closing day. And I do have my details at the end as well. Here you go. So here's my email. Here's my cell phone number. Reach out to me here with questions. I'm happy to have a conversation with you. We can Zoom if you'd like. I will say, though, make sure that you let us know if you introduce a client to MoneyCorp. Reason being is if your client just goes online and uses us, I don't know that John Smith is their realtor. I don't know to keep you updated. I don't know to send referral fees. So let us know that you are actively working with a client so that we can make sure we're really hand-holding them along the way and updating you along the way on your clients. If anyone wants to start receiving our daily exchange rate email, let me know, text me, email me, and I'll sign you up for that right away. It's just a little email that pops up in your inbox in the morning. You can delete it some days, you can glance at it other days, but it's fantastic to just stay updated. Oh, the pound is up today. That's great for my UK clients that I spoke to 6 months ago that said they don't want to buy because the exchange rate is not good for them. It can be a little trigger for you to start conversations or to think about what clients to reach out to. So if you'd like that email to start popping up in your inbox, just let me know and I'll make sure you get it. And I think that is it for me. I hope I did the right time.
Yes, we are on schedule very well. Thank you for this information. We will also have Iva presentation. So if anyone would like to have it, Cheyenne will gonna send it. And it's really important tool. Being myself foreign, and I was my past life involved a lot with international investors. So I know how important money exchange is when you're buying, when you're selling, and how you really have to be aware of this. And use Eva, use the tools that she has, because it can give you a lot of value as a realtor as well, that you know what you're talking about. So we have few minutes for the questions. So if anyone would like to ask question, I have one that someone said me. Maria, do you know about any trade mission next year that Florida Realtors is planning to do?
Okay, so you know, next year, Florida Realtors, what we did, because we were not able to do some of the things, as you know, that we were planning on doing, we still are looking at doing some of the key things like Realtor Quest, etc. We put all of those things that we were going to do. We still have it for next year, but what we've also said, it's going to be business as possible. So it'll be virtual or it'll be in person, depending on what happens with this virus. So we're looking at, as you know, we have the inbound, outbound with Dubai. We're looking at doing additional inbounds, and whether, again, it's virtual or not. And then we'll be making those decisions as time goes on. But global will continue to be global and continue to do amazing things, especially if you look at the relationships that we built this year with SILA. We also are looking at those MOUs, those 12 MOUs that we have, including England and Spain that I see someone asked about. We are going to expand on those MOUs in 2021, whether we do it, you know, in person or whether we do it virtually. So we are going to continue those relationships. We have never stopped. If anything, we did so much this year, because remember, last year it was Dubai, but it kind of counts for this year. Dubai, we did, you know, we did inbound with Spain this year. We did virtual with Canada this year. We're doing Dubai. So we're not stopping. So just look forward to more opportunities and more things in the future and more partnerships. We're going to be doing things with the local groups as well. We want to team more with you as associations to do those inbound, outbounds. We did one with Pinellas not too long ago with Brazil. And we had a day in English and a day in Portuguese and Spanish. I'm doing one next week actually with them that's going to be with Ecuador, and I'll be on the Spanish day speaking in Spanish to our friends from Ecuador, and then the next day is in English. So those are the kind of things we're going to continue. So we're not going at, we're just going to expand. Thank you.
Yes, and we have comment from Paula about how important is connect global and diversity. I know there's going to be big event coming soon. Can you maybe tell us a little about this?
Sure, happy to. We feel it's very important, not only are the members of diversity, a lot of them, also part of global, but we feel it's important to share and connect. So a lot of the events we had this year, whether it was having the two-time, Emmy Award winner, Billy Deck, talk about his roots from the Philippines and how our roots are so important, how food is a connector, or Czar, who does luxury in Las Vegas and is Asian and talks about, how he connects with members and with his clients. So what we're doing is we're expanding that reach. And this Friday, the 23rd, from 1 to 2, we're going to host a diversity roundtable, and we will have, can't talk. We will have our friends from NAR that head up diversity, and we will also have Christine Hansen, who is the VP for advocacy, also speaking and talk about the importance of having diversity in your local and state programs, and also you as a tool and knowing all those things, because that's helping your clients. So diversity is fair for us. Fair housing is a key thing for all of us, whether you're on global committee, diversity committee, finance, it does not matter. Fair housing is for all. So that's very, very important. And if someone does want to participate and did not meet the deadline of yesterday at 5, send me an email. I will get you on that roundtable. And it's free, by the way. All these things that I'm talking about, whether it's inbound, outbound, or the diversity roundtable, it's all free. Thank you.
Thank you. And we have this information about this event in our NABOR Global Network Facebook page, talking about Facebook. So you can find the information there with your email. So if anyone would like to sign up, it's still time. Okay, thank you. And I have a question to Iva. Do you have, if you handle international customers, do you have people who speak different languages?
Yes, thank you for that question. Yes, so if it helps them, I speak Bulgarian. So if you have any Bulgarian clients, I'm more than happy to help you. But we do have several other team members. We do have teams in many different countries, so it can help not only with the languages, but with the time zone as well. I don't know the total number of languages we speak, but I pretty much just sort of plug in a language, and then it tells me who in the company speaks that, and I call them. So hopefully we can help with quite a few. Here in Florida, we do have a Brazilian team. Ladies that strictly specialize in transfers to and from Brazil. There's a lot more involved when it comes to transferring funds from Brazil. So they're really there to help those clients. They are fluent in Portuguese. So that's somebody we have here locally. And I need to learn French, I think, because there's a lot of French clients, but I'm going to work on that on weekends. But yes, we can help with not all languages, of course, but hopefully your main one.
And Maria, talking about this, Florida Realtors has a section with marketing materials that we could use with non-English speaking customers.
Let me tell you what we did. I know one of the key things is the fact that people want to know about the referral fees, etc. So I have a sheet on that I want to send you, and I'm having that translated into Spanish. I'm looking at having it translated into Portuguese. So you as realtors will have that information to give to those referral partners in other countries. And we're getting better about translating things. And as I mentioned, a new thing this year because of the virus is when we host our inbound outbounds, now I'm speaking in Spanish, and I'm doing, which before, a lot of people don't even know I speak Spanish. So it's rather interesting. We're getting out there more. And I'm going to have to practice. I can read French better than speak it because I haven't practiced it as much. So I'm working on that. But so I think you're going to see more things coming out in different languages. And I'm looking at doing some unique things in 2021 where it will be in multiple languages. That's something I'm working on.
I think this has a lot of potential. We as a association, we had first time ever classes in Spanish, so we open, we try to expand the global outreach. That would be great. And we talked today in Spanish, correct? Before the
we did. We spoke on the phone and we both spoke Spanish, so it was you know, amazing. It was great. And I tend to speak, you know, I go into Spanish, then I go into English, then I go back. So it's okay. It's all over, or Portuguese or whatever. So it all works.
Global is about. Do we have any questions, Cheyenne or Paula? Would you like to add anything?
I see Martha put that the market, England and Spain. So, you know, we have MOUs with both of those countries and are planning. I've reached out to both of them to see about doing events with them for our members. And because what I'm looking at now is not just doing inbounds, but I'm really interested in inbound, outbounds, or key events that are for that country. So you're going to see more of that as well.
Maria, I just have a question. If you can share with the audience in regards to the, when we are now in a couple of years going towards Diamond, and NABOR is working on theirs, going up the ladder, and how important it is that we have the programs that Naples Area Board of Realtors offers to the members.
I will.
A correlation.
Yes, and I will tell you that it's not about necessarily getting that trophy or getting that award. It really, what it is maintaining that structure of always being upping your game, always being the top in your community and trying to do more for your members. That's really how we need to be looking at it, is that we want to be the best of the best at all times. And that's what I see is the value in reaching for that. And I know that right now, I mean, we're all keeping our fingers crossed and praying and Hail Marys and everything else to see what happens with the awards, because they'll be announcing soon who gets what, you know, whether it's gold, silver, platinum, and diamond. And yes, our goal, to be very honest with you, is for Florida Realtors to be the first state in the nation to achieve diamond status. So I'm working really, really hard on that. But I also know that there's value in the programs I'm bringing forth and that we're working on together. Because you got to remember, me by myself can't do it all. I have to work with all of you to make it happen. So that's where the key value in that NAR program is to continue your association as an association to continue to strive to do the best and be the best. It's not necessarily that award.
Because it's a series of the requirements, but it keeps us as a leadership in the association for the committees to build the program, educational program. So it's very positive. It's not about, like you say, the trophy to have it.
Exactly. And it's very difficult. It's extremely difficult. What your members may not know, and I won't, you know, get stuck on this, is that application changes every year and we don't know what's going to be on it. So it's a very difficult process, and whether you get it or don't get it does not mean you don't have an amazing program, because I know you do, and you have an amazing community. I mean, I remember, and I didn't mention this, was I came to the Greek festival and I was Greek for a day in your community and I loved it. And Isabella was there and Monica was there, and we so had a great experience. That's what global is all about, is those connections. And that's another team builder there, the Greek festival, to connect and learn and share. So
global doesn't have borders. We all together with this, and we have to be minded. I think that we don't have any other questions, Cheyenne. Did I miss anything?
No, I see no further questions.
Okay, so thank you again, Maria and Iva, for a great presentation, and Paula for helping me out here. And I hope to see you soon in NABOR. I don't know, in person, virtual, whatever the year brings, but healthy. And thank you again. And we will be publishing this video soon on our NABOR.com.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, ladies. It's been a pleasure.
Everybody,
Everybody,
thank you.
Thank you, Maria. Thank you, Iva. Thank you, Isabella. And thank you, Cheyenne. We love global. Yay, globally connected.
Here we are. Thank you.
Thank you all. Have a good day.